Ed Nicholson. Mentoring. Mentoring, Ed Nicholson. If, as a new Toastmaster, you're having some troubles with something in the process, so maybe it's pathways, maybe it's something you don't understand in some of the literature, who are you going to call? Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Who are you going to call? You're going to call your mentor. You're going to call your Toastmaster mentor. That's what you're going to do. That's because that process is there available for you to get you past whatever part you're having difficulties with. Or perhaps just to help you practice or something like that. Now, to fully or better describe what the mentoring process is, I'm going to describe a couple of stories about my own life, my own experience with mentoring, to give you an illustration. The first story is many, many years ago, before I became a Toastmaster. I was having a lot of trouble with interpersonal relationships, one-on-one conversations, especially if the one was an authority figure. That was a big problem for me. And of course, this leadership thing, that's something I always left for other people to do. Public speaking terrified me. Being out in the limelight like a leadership, that just does not work with me at all. This was having troubles for me at work. So my supervisors, who are somewhat familiar with the Toastmaster technique as it was being set up at that time on CNL, they recommended that I join Toastmasters and get over the difficulties I was having. Now, at the time, though, I did not take up that suggestion because I was so terrified of public speaking and all that related stuff that there's no way I was going to be involved in that. Fortunately for me, I had the opportunity to see, quite by accident, a Toastmaster speech. I was so impressed with that Toastmaster speech. It was a contest-winning speech, actually. It was so good that I asked myself, could I do that? It would be great if I could do that. So later on, I was talking to some of my friends, and one of them turned out to be a Toastmaster, and she invited me to drop in as a guest to 2 clubs in my area. One was a corporate club, that was Chalk River Toastmasters, and the other was an evening club, that was the Deep River Toastmasters Club. Both were good, both were quite interesting, but I decided to make a choice. The Chalk River Toastmasters was more convenient for me because I was there each day anyway, so going to that club was my choice. Now, that's how my mentor first helped me, by getting me into Toastmasters as a guest. It's so important, that guest role. But shortly after I joined, she became my official Toastmaster and helped me out with my first few speeches. Most importantly, being the first one, my icebreaker. I mentioned I was terrified of public speaking. That was a big, big, big challenge for me. Fortunately, my mentor was there for me. She helped me practice, and I procrastinated, and I put it off in various different ways. Fortunately for me, she took it upon herself to give me a little extra bit of arm twisting to get me to the front of the room at a meeting and give my first icebreaker speech. It's probably the worst speech I ever gave, but also one of the most important speech I ever gave, because it got me started. It got me over the hump. It broke the ice. It got me started as a Toastmaster. Speaking in public, that was a big step. So that's how my first speech got there, because of the help of my mentor. And she helped me out with a few more speeches along that path too. But later on, when I was a much more advanced speaker, a Toastmaster, I also came across a need to have somebody help me. You see, I was taking on my HPL, High Performance Leadership, one of the tasks that needs to be accomplished before you get your DTM, or Distinguished Toastmaster. This task was really very helpful to have a mentor who'd already gone through that path to give me the guidance I needed as to what to do. I took on, actually I was the area governor at that time, what we now call area director, and I used that role to help me perform that leadership task, again with the help of my mentor, to get that finished. And of course shortly afterwards I was able to apply for my DTM. That is the sort of things that you can get out of your mentor. The mentor can help you with whatever stage you're in during your Toastmasters progression. At the beginning, it helps a lot. Anytime, basically, if you need extra help with something, somebody can be assigned, or just informally help you out as a mentor to get you past whatever difficulty you're having. Now, what's in it for the mentor? Well, myself, I've helped a lot of people. I've been a mentor for a lot of different people, and I found it gives me a learning experience in itself, not only in learning different ways things can go wrong, but it's practicing leadership and helping people get by whatever difficulties they're having. So it's helped me feel good. It's a good feeling to help out other people. It's helped me learn new things as well as practice my leadership. Now, that brings up the question, why do I continue with Toastmasters even though I've been a Toastmaster for a very long time and I'm no longer working? I don't need it for my career progression anymore, which, by the way, it was tremendously helpful in. I continue with it because I find Toastmasters a lot of fun. It really is. And again, I still get to help out other people in various different ways at my Toastmaster meetings. So I get a lot out of that in a supporting role as well. So the purpose of this speech was to tell you about mentoring. And I have told you a little bit about that. And now I'm going to end this speech by asking you a question. When you're having troubles in Toastmasters, who are you going to call? Your mentor, of course. Mr. Madam Toastmaster.